We have now the last of the live sessions for mobile, and we're lucky to have the great Edu Duque, and he's going to tell us about creativity examples in mobile. So,
yeah,
if you want to start.
Thanks, Edgar. Hi, everyone. So, for those of you who maybe don't know me, my name is Edu Duque. I'm part of the creative specialist team in EMEA, based in Madrid, working with Edgar a lot and with many of you in the past and currently in different projects. So, first of all, make sure to pin my screen because I'm already projecting. So, thumbs up if you can see my slides, please. Great. And a quick recommendation for this session. This session is going to be very, I hope that it's going to be very relaxed because actually there is only one slide with text and the rest of them are just pretty much examples. And I would like for you to also participate in a couple of examples by scanning the QR codes which are going to be appearing on the screen. So I hope that you all have a QR code within your mobile phone. There's going to be only 3 examples actually for this, but I would like to also to speak together with you about some of these examples and why they are effective. Well, first of all, we all know that there are many different ways of speaking about creativity and even on mobile. So we could speak about many different aspects on technology, on best use cases, but I'm gonna be trying to structure this session with a short intro about why mobile has become one of the best and probably the best canvas ever for creativity. Couple of best practices. Again, we could run the whole afternoon about best practices on mobile user experience, design, and many things, but I would just like to go through a couple of them. Then examples making use of mobile. These can be ads or maybe not, but all of them are based on web technologies, and this means that we could apply any of these examples by existing with existing ads because the technologies are pretty much the same. So there are no applications involved in these examples, but mainly web technologies. So you could apply those to any ad format run with Google, DoubleClick, or whatever. And finally, we are going to be recapping 4 of the most successful mobile creativity cases with Google. Maybe you know most of them, but I think it's good to also recap on why they were successful and why we consider that they are creative. In the first slide, you can actually see one of the most addictive gestures ever that any of us can proceed with a mobile phone, and that's about scrolling, and that's about I want to see more of this, and that's because of Twitter, because of Facebook, because of any kind of timeline, and this gesture has become probably one of the most addictive ones in nature when using a mobile, which is also challenging, and we're going to be discussing this because eventually we scroll without even putting our attention on the content. And that's where creativity is a key, and actually the first example that we are going to see is exactly about this. Okay, so why mobile is probably the most, you can put a word here, canvas for advertising, and that word can be personal. Of course, is the most personal device ever where we can deploy advertising. It's the most interactive device ever or placement ever where we can deploy advertising, because it's not just about TV. You can deploy a TV ad, you can deploy a print ad, you can deploy a game, you can deploy new ways of interaction. You can use it as a canvas on top of a dog, like this example. So the interactive possibilities on mobile are huge and probably the widest ever. It is the most popular device as well, so canvas for advertising. There are more people globally accessing ads through mobile than any other media, more than TV, more than print, more than desktop, more than any other media globally. So it's the most popular canvas, so the canvas where you can reach more people with your creativity And again, if we speak about advertising, of course, advertising. It's also the most empowered canvas for advertising. Why? Because it's that one that it helps you to deliver any kind of advertising, and also makes people to create new experiences, new user experiences, because even mobile has been around for the last, let's say, 10, 15 years. We are all very new to mobile yet. Population globally is getting use of many new use cases and experiences. So there is a lot of space for getting people surprised, which is one of the most successful facts for creativity. So it's empowering creative people to make a lot of different creative things, and probably like any other device ever. And the other fact, of course, is that it's portable. So you can bring it together with you, and this can also include a lot of context about personal information, and about we could set up another session about just not mobile but contextual mobile advertising creativity, data driven, programmatic, whatever. And of course, I'm pretty sure that most of you can think of many other words that applies to this, and could enhance the meaning of the best canvas for creativity, for advertising in this case. So let's start with a couple of best practices. Again, I would like to focus just into two of them, because I think that these two can apply to any kind of creativity use in mobile. So the first of them is to be eye-catchy. If you remember the first slide of the intro, where this scrolling trend or addictive gesture is one of the most common ones that we all make when browsing on a website or within an app or whatever. So being eye-catchy is crucial for any kind of creativity advertising. And I would like you to scan this with your mobile. I will be replicating this on a screen in a second, but this is just a search of this company Sonos, which is an audio technology company on speakers and so on. But this is pretty much linking to a Twitter feed looking for Sonos logo. And whenever you load the page, I would like you to scroll the page and to try to perceive something when you see the Sonos logo and you scroll.
This effect of
What's going on there? Do you see something strange with the simple plain image when scrolling? Is something that is catching your attention there?
Yeah, I see like the sound image of it's like
Wait.
an animated GIF.
Yeah, actually, this is just an eye visual effect, but that was hugely effective when these guys launched the new logo, especially when this was also discovered almost by accident, but it became like really relevant on any kind of design trends and design places and so on, because actually the brand is about music and sound. And the logo, whenever you scroll on a device, it creates some kind of visual effect, which is similar, like Teresa said, to the waves of the sound. Actually, for those of you who cannot connect with the mobile, I'm gonna just load it within a mobile. I don't know how it's gonna be, if we'll be able to perceive the effect within Hangouts because of the refresh rate and so on of the screen. But let's give it a try. Yeah, somehow, probably not
Yeah,
the big
not
screen. I can see that, but I just like to share this example with you, just to let you know, on this kind of new landscape, where there are a lot of information in a tiny small space, it's really important that you catch the attention of the users with a touch of creativity. And this simple image is a perfect branding example of how to match a logo thoughts on the digital landscape, and which is eye-catchy because actually the effect in your eyes of the logo is bringing you the experience. So eye-catchy is crucial as part of one of the two best practices. Also not to be intrusive as well, and this is a good example. The second best practice, and that's all that I would like to speak about, best practice, well, it's about make it easy to use. And after that, it can be fun, it can be whatever, but it's very, very important that any kind of creativity in mobile, especially because, again, we are getting used to this new device in the last 10, 15 years. We need to learn about, and most of the people is not experts or technical experts, so they need to have things like to learn things and usability very, very easily. So if you want to play with this is a very old example, and probably you have seen similar ones with animated GIFs in the past, something like that. But if you can scout the code, you will see like this is a classic actually, even from the 90s. But if you open that in YouTube and you follow the instructions on the screen, just putting your finger there.
Is it better on white?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Okay, probably some of you already knew this example because there have been many, many different ones, but this is a good example of both thought for desktop and mobile, but especially effective on mobile because of the touchable effect. But the mechanics behind, and even using a video, the mechanics behind were very, very, very simple with a simple call to action of hold your finger here, just tap there, and then the fun fact with the cat or with the guy with the curve. But this is crucial, easy to use. Like it happens in desktop, in mobile is even worse. Like the rate of people clicking by mistake and getting angry with your brand or with your experience is higher in mobile than in desktop. 2 years ago, there was a figure showing that 50% of the clicks on mobile were by mistake. So we need to take care of this, and also because every single click or tap gesture is going to be reducing by maybe 80% of the audience to continue using your stuff. So reduce the number of clicks and make it easy to use. And now we are going to be jumping into more, let's say, cooler examples than these two, which were very simple to just show what is behind. Because I don't know if I'm right or not with this approach, but as there are many different ways of jumping into creativity on mobile, I've used this kind of approach of mobile as the bridge of many different technologies or many different sources of information, or the perfect environment to mix things. And I think that it will show you with some examples what it means, but pretty much mobile is a perfect canvas to mix technologies, to mix different worlds, to mix different stuff, and we're going to be going through all the examples are about mixing things using mobile, but all of them are making use of creativity in different ways. So hopefully, and I'm pretty sure that you will know many of them. This is a very old one, and probably most of you know this, but I still like it very much. It's just a very, very good example of making use of mobile or tablet in this case, like a physical device, like a media, exactly like the newspaper or like TV or like physical media. And for those of you who didn't know about this was a very cool Lexus ad from 3 or 4 years ago even, where you could put the tablet just besides the newspaper, and then there was making some kind of projection mapping to make your newspaper like impressively good looking. But that was a very, very good and simple again usage of the device. This could be a mobile, this could be a tablet, but I think that the good point here is, again, is extremely simple. It has quality in terms of the content, and it surprises to the audience with a new use case. And this is one of the facts for effective creativity in mobile. Again, we are newbies with mobile, and any kind of new use case is gonna be helping to surprise to the audience. So I think that this is still a very good use case and a good way of mixing different supports and media. This is another old one which is similar to the last one, but this is mixing digital gestures with real life gestures. And it's another very, very simple way of surprising the audience, which again is one of the keys of creativity to get this wow effect and so on. I hope that the animation is smooth enough through the Hangouts, but it's pretty much you are swiping on the newspaper, and whenever you get to the ad, you continue swiping, but what you are doing when swiping is actually scratching the car. And the ad was about technology that the painting of the car has to self-healing and self-fixing the scratches and so on. So I think that that's a very, again, good example of mixing real-world gestures with digital gestures and keeping it very, very simple and impactful for the user experience, because there was no call to action, there were no instructions to make something happen, something surprising for the user. So, next kind of mixing, we thought before about media mixing. This is another kind of media mixing, but it's more about the portability and making use of the device physically. Again, this is quite a popular video, but very cool, just in case that you haven't seen that before. It's a musical video, which is pretty much making use of mobile like a canvas, 100%.
Knock, knock, tell me where you are. Know that I'm close, but we're apart. Somebody told me you were here. Somebody told me. I wish I could ever find you. Wish I could ever find you. Hey, ring, ring, please pick up the phone. Know that I'm asking for too.
Well, the thing becomes complex and more complex, and actually starts breaking across devices, and well, it's very, very, very well executed, and the production is very cool. In this case, it's just not an ad, but it's a music video. But the good point behind this is that it looks like pretty simple. It looks straightforward to be understood, and it's impactful. Why? Because it's a new way of making use of a device, which again, we are all newbies about it. If you think about this in the advertising space, we are going to be actually watching to one of the examples later on, which is based on our known technology of Channel Connect, which, as you know, can synchronize desktop and mobile, or tablet and mobile as well. So this is pretty much similar. So this kind of concept could be applied easily to real campaigns. Okay, so more kinds of mixing. Well, today we are absolutely immersed in world mixing through virtual reality, augmented reality, and so on. I don't know, maybe youngest people here don't remember Jessica Fletcher, but I do. I'm pretty sure that Patrick, for instance, remember as well. Like a crime was written, right?
Murder, She Wrote.
Mother, She Wrote. So this is a picture from the 80s actually, but explains pretty much well. Most of the virtual reality and augmented reality devices are focused around mobile today. So you have the most popular ones, Google Cardboard, of course, but you have Samsung Gear, and you have HTC Vive, which is becoming very, very revolutionary because it looks like really, really high quality, top notch, and really impressive, really immersive. So we can expect to have more and more and more creative, crazy stuff coming up around this. This is not a demo, but just think of be conscious whenever you use these kind of technologies, because the people can really, if we are newbies to the mobile world, when you think about virtual reality, we are actually even more newbies. So we need to be conscious. It's going to be very easy to surprise people, but it can be, of course, dangerous as well, because the kind of feelings and sensations behind these sort of experiences are definitely surprising. So there is a huge space for creativity in there. So the other good thing is that, as you know, we also have support for cardboard on web ads, because we can deploy cardboard-based solutions based on HTML5, so they can be deployed. So let's imagine that a very popular application becomes, which is supporting cardboard, becomes very popular. So you could actually deploy really nice ads within those applications by using cardboard. So this is a new space where there are going to be a lot of creative opportunities coming up.
And advertisers are showing a lot of interest.
Yeah, definitely. Another example which I really like, and if speaking about mixing, how not to speak about music, definitely. And this is a very cool website for mobile devices especially, that was delivered to launch the latest album of this guy. I think it's French, this French guy, Marion. And it's absolutely impressive, impactful. And let me show you a quick example. And very easy to use, which is again the best practices that we were discussing before, and a definitely new way that mobile is not just to listen to music or even to produce or DJ. There are lots of applications around, but also offers new creative ways of deploying albums. And this one is pretty much and pretty simple about playing the album in a very cool and different way, which is about launching the vocals, launching the bass lines, and launching the drums by single taps. So there is nothing to learn. It's as simple as start. Probably this is not the best sound equipment for Hangouts, but it's very easy to use. It's very fun. I spend a lot of time playing with this website because very easy, very fun, very engaging, and actually every single combination sounds really good. So I really recommend you to play around with this example. But we have another musical example, which is the next one, which is an absolutely huge set of all the concepts that we have seen until now within just one example. Oh, I think we have another one before, which is this one, which is about new user experiences. And I really like this one. There is almost no technology behind it, but the concept, and it's been awarded in the latest WWW awards globally. There was a campaign that was deployed on Tinder, and that was about matching owners for abandoned puppies. And that was very cool concept. And I'm gonna just share with you the
They
concept.
call it Puppy Love. The popular app Tinder has a new initiative to help rescue dogs find loving homes. Promises to help humans who are looking for love, now helps our furry friends.
We partnered with Social Tees Animal Rescue to put their abandoned dogs on Tinder. Anyone within a mile of the Social Tees would find the rescue dogs in their feed. This is Sophie. She likes going for walks, snuggling on the couch, and licking face. If you liked one of our dogs, they'd send you a message to set up a date. Dates ranged from a no-strings-attached walk around the park to something more serious, like a 2-week trial. And hopefully, you would fall madly in love. The response was incredible. With a $0 media spend, we got over 55 million media impressions. in 96 countries. But most importantly of all, we managed to find Sophie and the rest of the dogs at Social Teas the loving home they were so desperately looking for. Puppy love on Tinder.
So what's very cool around this campaign, besides the content itself, that of course is very cute, it touches you, how not, everybody loves puppies. But the good point about this is how the conceptual, the concept of the creative agency mixed the day-to-day operations on Tinder. This could be Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, but how they mixed the purpose of the campaign together with a day-to-day activity, especially for those using Tinder. There was a similar one in the SXSW last year, sorry, with the character of this science fiction movie of a robot. I've forgotten the name of the film, but there was a similar robot case with the face of a girl of a very popular movie this year. That was very similar to this, and that was very successful as well. In this case, that was making a new use of social networks, and that's pretty much all about making use, setting up new experiences on existing environments that the people is used to. So it's another way of mixing, making use of mobile. And this is the latest example beyond Google. We are going to be jumping now with Google examples, which I really like. It's a crazy website which makes use of social because it mimicry Instagram. It makes use of the most addictive gesture ever, which is thumbs scrolling. It mashes up many Instagram pictures together with animated GIFs of the artist and together with music, and it's absolutely a crazy execution. So I really recommend you to scan it. It takes a bit to load because it's data intensive, but I really recommend you to scan it and check it out. I'm gonna be doing it at the same time. It also makes use of Google Maps, geolocation, many other stuff. Actually, you can only play that on mobile. So just in case that you have any issues with the initial setup,
You need to take a picture, right?
well, you can take a picture or you can skip it. That's pretty much
I want to take a picture.
up to you. So you can take a picture. You can set up your current location, but this campaign was located in Canada, so I would recommend you to set up with the select city option, then select city, and then any of the, well, outside of Canada, doesn't really matter. And after that, it's gonna be starting to load, and it's actually a music video with a fake version of Instagram, which is mixing pictures of Instagram of the place where you are. I don't know if you will be able to see some of the animations there, but there are a lot of crazy animated GIFs. It's gonna be mixing animations of the artist on the top of the Instagram pictures, and it's synchronizing everything with the music. And one of the most interesting things is that you can keep scrolling, and the video is gonna be evolving according to the scroll, and it's gonna be changing the animations. It's definitely a very crazy execution, but again, it's making use again of day-to-day operations and day-to-day user experiences of the people, which is about Instagram, social networks. One of the most addictive gestures, again, with the thumb scrolling, and bringing two different experiences together to make use of a new kind of music video never done before. So this was released some months ago, but it's showing again that there is a lot of space for new user experiences making use of mobile. So I really hope that you can have a look to all these examples later on. I'm gonna be stopping it by now. And this is about some of the crazy things that are doing out there for advertising and no advertising. But now I would like to focus on some, actually only four, and I think that Andreas already shared with you one of them in the last session on the paid degree case. But some winning Google and DoubleClick mobile ad examples, most of them cross-screen, but and I'm pretty sure that you know most of them because they are the most popular ones. But I would like to actually open the discussion a bit with you guys to try to think together why this experience was very effective and successful on mobile. So first of it, because you already were speaking about that, and I guess that Andreas was explaining you how was the mechanics behind this experience. So just open question for everyone. Why do you guys think that this campaign was very successful? No braves in the audience?
Can you refresh the story of the?
Sure. So the
Because
story is about. Nico, go ahead, please.
yeah, so if I remember well, you could find back your dog. If you say that you lost it, he send a GDN campaign across the area near you, and people can see, hey, have you seen this dog, and find it back, something like that,
Yeah.
for pedigree.
Yeah,
So yeah,
So what
if
do
you're
you
a
think
cat
about
lover,
doing it?
it's no good.
Sorry, what?
If you love cats and not dogs, that's not a good campaign.
Yes, of course.
But otherwise, no, that's really great because you resonate basically with what people want at the moment and their life and their emotion. So
Yeah.
I would say that's why it's a great campaign.
Do you think
Like you,
that this campaign was covering two of the best practice that we were discussing before?
Yeah, simple.
It's like you are around this museum, you are around this bar, because as Nico explained before, the campaign was targeting people in the GDM by proximity. So the owners of the of the lost dogs were like signing them up with Google Maps and putting pins in the different locations where they were lost. So people exposed to GDN ads on web or even the AdMob network, whenever they were around a location where it was located with these pins that the people signed up, they were like targeted with the GDN campaign. With I think these were labels or expandable ads. So like, have you seen this dog or this dog or this dog? Because they were lost in this area. So they didn't have anything to actually learn or what to do or whatever, because that was very straightforward. So some dogs are lost. Have you seen them? It's as simple as that. A good use of technology again, and a very well done mix of experiences of day to day in real life, together with something that touches you because of the
Yes.
of the puppy
Definitely.
and the animal love, of course, and something that they could be doing whatever, because thanks to the GDN network, they were reached out in a proper environment with contextual information about the ad that was about the location where they were and so on.
do you know which kind of ads though? Because my worry is that nobody watch ads, so
I think
kind of
yeah, I think this. I have no idea on the figures, but I know that many of them were found thanks to the application. So the sign up was possible through website or a mobile application for the owners, and for the rest of the audience that was GDN targeted. or ad mob targeted ads. So we can check out maybe with the Australian team, because this was deployed on Australia, I think. And there were many teams involved, from the GDN team, from the zoo, from the creative specialists, from your team as well. So there were many teams involved in this campaign, but that was very relevant. I think it's our winning as well in some of the contest out there. That was again a new way of mixing and surprising people with new stuff. Cool. Very old and popular one. Barbaric Kisses. I think that we all know this one. But again, I would like to open the discussion about why you think this was a very successful and performing campaign on the mobile side of things. I can start picking up random names.
I think
On the
Teresa
screen,
wants
maybe.
to.
Yeah. Teresa, your Salesforce logo is appearing on the screen.
Yeah, I think because it was easy to share. The shareability of this campaign was super high, and that's why it became so spread out. No?
Yeah. That's a very good point. That was pretty easy to share and to make it viral. That was about things that people are passionate. So I love and kissing and so on.
Yes, it's a mix of course, the use of technology, the shareability of it, as Teresa says, and also finding something the content so close to people as sending kisses to their loved ones.
Yeah, and there is one of the features that made this campaign very unique. It's about this kind of fake hashtag on the slide. Is that both the creative agency and even Google, they claimed to create the first ever kiss detection technology on mobile for this campaign. And this fact was one of these mixes of digital and real world, where you could physically kiss your screen, and the screen was detecting a kiss. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm not unveiling anything like spectacular. The technology was as simple as detecting multi-touch on the screen. So if you put 2 fingers on the screen or 3 fingers on the screen, I don't remember very well, that was as well considered as a kiss. But at that time, that was because this campaign is like 2 years, 3 years old. So at that time, this was a very new user experience, created thanks to mobile. And this is pretty much about most of the things that we are discussing today on creativity and new user experiences to get people surprised.
And I don't know if you guys have the same feeling, but when I'm talking with clients about this campaign, and of course you use it as an example of how to make users interact with mobile, how to make them, or how to make your campaign closer to how users interact and how close they are with their devices. In this campaign, you have them actually kissing the device, so
yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah,
this campaign is amazing.
I'm just curious: is there anyone in the VC that didn't know about this campaign before? So maybe we can see the video case. Okay, shyness or no?
Victor?
You know, Victor?
We can't hear you. We just see that you talk, but we can't hear you. No. Can anyone hear?
He hasn't seen it before. Can you hear
me? Okay, good. So the next one for sure, most of you or all of you have seen it before as well. Is the Nike Phenomenal Shot one, the Lightbox one, and so on. But probably the reasons why this was so successful are slightly different from the other ones. So any brave one to jump in and start spreading ideas on why this execution was so successful?
Maybe we can see the video first, if you have it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that most of the people or everyone knows this because that's been one of the campaigns that we have been speaking about for the last 2 years.
This summer, Google teamed up with Nike for a new take on watching live sports. Just seconds after a Nike athlete had a big play on his screen, Nike lit up these screens with ads that appeared across the Google Display Network, inviting fans to remix the action as it unfolded. They explored 3D versions of their favorite Nike athletes and created their own digital poster, personalized with headlines, stickers, and filters. Then shared it with their friends. Unforgettable moments from Nike athletes, remixed in real time and shared around the world.
Cool. So after the short case study or the short case information, what do you guys think that there are many of them definitely, but some of the reasons why this campaign was so successful, even more if targeted for mobile devices.
Because it's the user creating the content that is going, that is being shown to on the Google Display Network. It's the user that created this shot.
Yeah.
And it's really interactive.
Yeah, those are very, very good points, Teresa. So this campaign, in a similar way to the Barbaric Kisses one, has a lot of personalization and customization of the content. So it's very open for virality because you can spread on social networks, you can send emails, and so on. And you mentioned another very, very good point, that's about the interactions and the new way of watching these 3D characters. Because for those of you who haven't seen the real campaign working, pretty much that was making use of the accelerometer of the mobile phone. So if you were tilting or just moving your mobile phone, you were like changing the angle of the 3D characters, and the production quality was very, very, very good. And at the same time, that was pretty easy to use. Just a couple of taps to select your player and type your message, and you were able to share across social networks. Related to passion again, so we have seen animals, we have seen music, we have seen love and kisses, and this is about the sports and soccer. So definitely linked to passion, and in this case, very, very linked to one of the narratives of Google on brand creation and so on, which is about moments that matter. And that's probably one of the most powerful features of this campaign, is that was seconds after one of the characters of Nike or their teams, they were making a goal in the World Cup. The GDN network targeted on, especially on websites around soccer and so on, they were spread with these ads just seconds after the goal. So there was like real-time targeting for this campaign. And it's kind of programmatic piece because the ads were targeted by geolocation, they were targeted after the goals of the teams. So they were touching to the people seconds after they watched a goal, probably when they were just sharing some tweets or something on their social networks about this, and then probably that was the reason why they were exposed to the ads seconds after the goal. So
Yeah.
that was a very, very, very smart way of targeting ads.
Actually, one of the things because there's like a longer version of the case study.
Yeah.
Where the creative agency explains the process and everything. And one of the things I really liked is that they were studying how users watch sports in general, not only football, but American football, rugby, baseball, everything. And one of the things they noticed, and of course we all know because we do it, is that when your team scores, the first thing you do is that you go to your mobile and you start sending messages to your friends or checking what the newspaper is talking about that goal or whatever. So they took advantage of that moment of mixing television, watching television, a game on TV, and then boom, going to your mobile phone, and they gave you content to continue with that conversation, which is great.
Cool. So last pure Google example, which is about, probably this is not so familiar for many of you. This was one of the awards won by Google together with the creative agency for this action in the Dubai Links festival last summer, or last spring actually. And this was a very, very cool execution, and just
we didn't stop there.
Getting
we created the region's first interactive posters that enable users to play the sounds of the car via Bluetooth. And we partnered with Google and DoubleClick to create a digital campaign that allowed users to play the car sounds by pairing their smartphones with the banners using HTML5 technology via Google Web Designer. We also created the first professional software musical instrument using only the car's sounds and sent it to top hip-hop producers and artists around the world. Even though the campaign only went live on January 3rd, in 8 days, video views exceeded 4 million, equivalent to 7 years of streaming time, and the test drive requests increased by 286%. The integrated campaign employed innovative interactive technologies, including a print ad that could be retargeted thanks to an embedded double-click remarketing tag. Most importantly, we struck all the right chords with the audience in the Middle East.
So on the mobile side of things, that's actually important that this campaign just extends one of the main experiences, which was about there was a live performing act where one popular DJ was playing in real time with the sounds of the car, and that was pretty cool. It was with the lights and with the sounds of the car, like played by a DJ in real time and synced to the music. They were introducing like a printable circuit together with some print ads to play with the experience on their phone. And finally, there was the digital campaign, as the case study mentioned, that was using the channel connect technology, where you could replicate the popular acting experience that was very, very popular, and you could replicate it together with your mobile. And again, new ways of using a mobile device and just playing music like a keyboard with your mobile and listening to the car sounds. Well, in this case in the master, but that was like a fake of the real experience. And this was very, very successful. And it's not because of the cross screen, but people is very, very open to try new things with their mobile, especially if it's easy to do. So this is probably one of the key learnings coming up from this campaign, besides the performing part and the remarketing and so on, besides DoubleClick. But mobile is an absolutely crazily effective entry point for performing. And just a final update, just making use of this session, I just wanted to share with you a quick update about our Tech Lab solutions that probably you know most of them. These are like custom solutions that we at the Creative Specialist team develop and deploy to make complex innovations easier for developers. And just after, we have done a quick revamp recently on most of the solutions to make them mobile focused. So most of the solutions are now mobile focused. We have even removed some of the desktop focused solutions. And just to give you a couple of examples, just in case that you don't know them, we have a solution to get control. You can, let's see if the QR code appears. It's not appearing, it's trying to, but it's taking a bit of time. Well, we have deployed a solution. Yeah, the QR code is broken. Haha, blue screen effect. You can try it out through the Rich Media Gallery, where we can make it easy for creative agencies to make use of motion detection on a mobile device, or microphone recording, or microphone gestures, like screaming on a microphone and detecting the level of the sound, and so on, and make use of it to create new experiences. I think that we have, I don't know if we have an example with the microphone, but for instance, we have very simple ones, like this one, which is a very popular gesture in mobile as well, and actually more and more agencies start using this component, which is scratchy surface, and you can guess what it's about. And it's pretty much scratching to unveil coupons, to unveil offers, to unveil questions and answers, and so on. And this would be quite complex to be developed usually, but thanks to the Terla component, it makes it very easy to be used and adopted by creative agency. As you see, this is very mobile focused in both cases. Just to show you another example, this is quite popular, and actually the studio product adopted like part of the product with a similar solution. But this is pretty much about autoplay video on mobile devices, including iPhones, where usually in iPhones you couldn't autoplay video, or if you play video, you need to do it full screen. By using our solution, you can deploy video as part of the content, but without being full screen and without restrictions on the autoplay. And of course, this became very popular and make things easier for creative developers to avoid the roadblocks of technology and so on. So this is a bit more techy piece, but feel free to reach out to the creative specialist at your office or related to your market whenever you have any idea of a mobile-related solution that could be useful, because we can probably reach out to the creative agency, partner with them, deploy the solution for a campaign that can be used for everybody. After that, or even try to escalate it to become a Google Web Designer component, like it happened with some of the components before, actually. Like the Street View component now has become an official Google Web Designer component, which is available through Google Web Designer. It's going to happen similar with the video autoplay with the studio version. And actually, I think that there are a bit of a microphone, a mic component as well in the Google Web Designer side of things. So whenever you find out a new mobile use case, let us know, because that could be a very good idea to simplify and make it easier for creative agencies to make cool things and innovative things, to convert them into an easy user experience but surprising one for clients. And I think even we have 3 minutes to go.
Do you have any questions? No? Okay. So thank you very much, Edu. Thank you very much. This was great.
Thanks a lot to you guys. It's been a pleasure, and looking forward to all the opportunities which are going to be around us.
I'm sure we'll have a lot of opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very inspiring. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.